Y'all, why I've been watching this shit for 10 wasn't recording at all. Mm, that's so weird. Why it's not showing. Shit, don't wanna work. What the StreamYard tripping, y'all. StreamYard is not letting me go live. I wonder why. So I'm trying to go live and add my screen. Shit. Okay, I'm just gonna end this. I
61, 5 years of probation. It's a firearm count, consecutive to the other counts, consecutive to before count 56, and then count 62,
I
10
got my
years to serve commuted to time served. That should be a total sentence, Your Honor, that we are respectfully requesting the court to consider. I believe it's 45 years to serve 5 years in prison, commuted to time served, 40 years on probation, credit
Wow.
for the
40
time already
years
served and community time served, as I said. After 3 years
40
of probation,
years of
the
probation?
probation becomes non-reporting, and after successful completion of 10 years on probation, the balance of the sentence be terminated.
What? 40 years on probation, y'all. What happened?
Mr. Williams asked the court
Oh my God, come back. Bitch.
to find or at any lawful employment, touring, wear an ankle monitor, and the company to be affixed within 10 days of hopeful release firearm, who are armed or other persons who are lawfully carrying a firearm. Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams can transfer probation outside the state of Georgia. He has residences in he has studios in the for the venue and Mr. Williams management, and he is going to donate all of the profits that he makes. Mr. Williams wants to pledge $100,000 for the next 3 years to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office if they will an illegal firearm be on our streets.
Because I think it's freezing.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go near the Cleveland Avenue area, not to insult that area at all, but it is just not a good idea under this circumstance. And he can drive on the highway, but otherwise not come within 1 mile of the area that we call Cleveland Avenue, and we can give the exact dimensions of that area. Mr. Williams must perform 100 hours of community service per year for the next 3 years as designated by probation department. Mr. Williams can associate, and this was agreed to previously, with people who are convicted felon or alleged gang members solely for lawful purpose of making music.
All right, I see Ms. Love shaking her
How
head,
many goddamn
and
gang
I think
members
it's fair to
Bitch.
establish that until the entirety of the negotiations were agreed to, it was all up in the air.
Sure.
That may have been something you had already hammered out, but it wasn't, it's not anything they're bound to.
Absolutely.
Fair. Okay.
I agree with it. Mr. Williams can have no contact with any of the supposed victims, and there was an Exhibit A attached to the state's proposed plea agreement, negotiated plea agreement that was sent to you. So we adopt that Exhibit A, but we can give it to the court if you need those names. And Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a he goes perform a known Gunna, Gunna. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform together. Your Honor, any other conditions that this honorable court deems appropriate? I want to feel for allowing me, but maybe want a better lawyer than Keith Adams.
Your Honor, I don't know that there's really court. I think fully and thoroughly Mr. Williams's background. I think the court has not just heard it from Mr. Steele, but has had the opportunity to chance also to observe forth. The course of the trial, that there was an album, a concert tour. We came from nothing, and that is true. That really is the case. Came from an area where there was a significant amount of crime, where, as you've heard, he's had traveled a good bit. He has been involved and is, I think, an inspiration to a lot of people from that community who look to him and see the success that he has gained, and have been fully supportive of him. But he finds himself here. He is in front of you. He is tendering this plea because he accepts responsibility. You have heard everything Mr. Steele has had to say. I can only ask that you follow what we have put before you. You also have, I believe, the paperwork that was given to you by the state, which kind of gives you some idea of what they were looking for as well in terms of conditions on Mr. Williams, if we were to have reached some sort of agreement. And we ask that if you feel that there is anything within the state's proposal that might be appropriate in terms of sentence for Mr. Williams, that the court please feel free to do that. There is nothing that he puts himself before the court. And I think 2.5 years sitting, going through this process, challenging the process, but now standing before you and asking that you consider everything him appropriately in the way that we've requested. I'd simply ask you, I'd join Mr. Steele and Mr. Williams, and asking you to do this patience with us and for bringing some
time, man. I know y'all pay more money, but allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. The height, I learned that probably on drugs or anything, I don't know. But I have came and I don't mind doing stuff like, like uh show single parents, millions of dollars. I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to made like 700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, I do things like I put millions. I did more than anybody ever did. Rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand. It's just it's more things to rap about. Like I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And Trevor.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate I mean, it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. And having come up from where you came